Welcome to my channel. If you follow me, you probably know that before coloring my main hobby was cross-stitching, and when I decorate my Christmas tree I prefer to do it using my own handmade Christmas ornaments. So I decided to show you which Christmas ornaments I managed to gather during all previous years. So this video will be about my old ornaments, and in the next one I will show you what I managed to do during this year to finish some old projects and what I stitched as a completely new ornaments. I want to start from my Christmas stockings. Here are my... I absolutely love to stitch them, but as I am very bad at sewing, to make the final product for me, it's extremely difficult. I can quite quickly do my stitching project and they will be laying somewhere in the box for years until I will find some inspiration to finish them. So I think that those 3 finished stockings, it's a big moment for me that I managed to finish them, and now I have this Santa with the list of presents, checking everything if everything is ready until the final moment of delivery. The next one, it's more vintage style Santa. I think that it's Jean Lim design. The previous was dimensions, so everything stitched using very simple cross stitch kits. And the final one, it's also designed by dimension. Usually I don't put names here, I prefer to put something like holidays or Christmas or I don't know, happy year or just year. I think that it's more universal in such way. Lovely one, I didn't know what I prefer to stitch. From dimensions there is similar landscape as a normal stitching project, like a full landscape or the stocking. In the end I decided that maybe stocking it's better for me, so that's the third one. Apart from stitching, I also love to decorate my flat and my Christmas tree using those handmade felt ornaments, and these designs, they are by Busilla. They're famous felt kits. If you love crafting, you probably are familiar with the company and with their kits. So that was a wonderful kit named 12 Days of Christmas. Let me find the first one. Here I have partridge in a pear tree. They are huge, so I don't put them on the tree. I have a shelf where I put my stockings and where I create a garland from these ornaments. Obviously I don't have a fireplace shelf in my apartment, so I use a regular normal bookshelf. So day number 1, day number 2, number 3, number 4. They look quite festive. They are not very difficult to stitch. Yes, these designs, they have a lot of details and you need to learn how to do at least basic stitches, but still I think that because of the very detailed instructions and very high quality supplies, very pleasant those threads and felt, nice projects, I think that even a beginner can create them. At least myself, with my very limited sewing skills, I can do them and I enjoy doing them. But just don't ask me why I haven't completed yet this kit, which I started probably 10 years ago. So number 4, I also love that they all are very shiny because of the sequins and beads. Where is number 5? Number 5 with diamond rings. Number 6, it's a geese. Number 7, it's a swan. Then I did the milkmaid. She is really lovely. I enjoyed this one, and then I stopped. The most interesting but the most complicated ornaments I still need to stitch. Maybe it will be a good reminder for myself. But unfortunately, usually I did them somewhere during evenings when we watched something on TV. Now when we have this huge problem with limited electric power supply, I can't do them because you need really nice light. You can't use them as a travel projects because they have a lot of beads sequence, so you need to sit somewhere under the good light. Well, but maybe one day when things are better, I will finish this kit. Let's quickly continue with other Bucilla felt ornaments. I have those amazing Santas. That's probably my favorite kit by Bucilla. Unfortunately, it's discontinued. I don't know why they discontinue their kits so quickly. Maybe it's something with copyrights, but for me that was one of their best kits. There were 2 included, and I think that another one I gave to my father. One is missing. That's the most fashionable, so I decided that it's the best to give it to my father. Okay, next let me push them a little bit aside. Here I have the elf with gingerbread man. I have tiny bear, the beautiful toy train. Well, not very successful project. All those white bears, they look a little bit flat. I don't know, I struggled a lot with this kit to make them less flat, and I still can't say that I'm very satisfied. Something isn't right with their faces. Especially now when I took them from box, when they were slightly flattened. I thought that maybe I had another one. Yes, that's the last one. And it's also has very strange shape. It's probably my least favorite Bucilla finished project. Next, I did kit where we need to stitch a very nice Christmas train. Here we have them crossing to Christmas. Here many small details which you need to stitch separately and then to assemble. Looks quite lovely on the Christmas tree. One card. Another card. I hadn't finished, I think, 2 ornaments from this kit, or maybe one I gifted, I don't remember. Definitely I hadn't finished one yet. About the second one, I don't remember its fate. Maybe I gifted, maybe I still need to finish it. Of course, the most interesting part for me was the first train with this cute snowman. You can see that it has many nice details. The wreath with the bow, very decorative main body of the train, and of course the snowman, quite nice. Next I have small gingerbread man, cake. A very good choice of ornaments when you have cats, when you have small animals, small children, when you have dogs also, so you won't be afraid. Even if your Christmas tree will go down, at least your Christmas ornaments, they still will be safe. And the final one, it's the girl on the horse. Ornaments which I temporarily confiscated from my father to show you, then of course I will return. So I did for him this Santa with toy car. My father, his hobby is scale modeling. Of course he preferred to do mostly models of planes, but I decided that it's the closest thing, because you also need to assemble scale models to paint them, so that's Santa, which also represent scale modeling. And another variety of my handmade ornaments, that's those painted wooden ornaments. Wooden base I purchased from a company which has such a nice designs, but colors, that's for me. I painted them using acrylic paints. Some of them were simply glossy, some of them also had some sparkles here, so they look quite festive and nice. And also they you can drop them, nothing will happen with them. I covered wood and paint using acrylic glossy varnish, so they are also well protected. Next. I will show you my three-dimensional stitching. I have collection of those tiny buildings. Everything stitched from kits. And again, the most challenging part is how to assemble them. You stitch on canvas, inside you have plastic base, so you need to wrap each stitched wall around the plastic base, and then to assemble everything, including roof and felt on the base. So I love to stitch them, but I remember that it was a nightmare each time when I had to assemble them. And they slightly suffered in the box. This one dedicated to Christmas. Here we have Santa decorating Christmas tree, the reindeer. Here I really love the roof, very festive. Oh, well, I hope that I will manage to restore the shape of the building. Tiny English cottages, very small. And the smaller is the building, the most difficult is to connect all parts. I love that it has different designs on the sides, so it's not boring to stitch. My two favorites are this one, because of this very nice texture on top. Here, lovely flowers, the garden around the walls. And another one. I love this German style fachwerk architecture, or maybe it's also traditional English cottages. I think that they are quite lovely, but I can't imagine how I managed to do them. Now I'm not ready for such things. I still think that I have somewhere one unfinished kit. When I started to do bigger buildings, it was also quite complicated. So here I have the flower shop and cafe, the tea garden. interesting, but as I didn't enjoy the process, I decided that I won't continue the series. Majority of the next designs were stitched using dimensions kits. I have these festive cars. They are quite big, but somewhere on the bottom part on the tree you can put them. They look quite festive because of the classic color combo of green, red and white. So it also was fun to stitch because they have a lot of lovely details. The penguin, the snowman, here we have the reindeer, so quite nice. Very easy. Another easy series, it's where we have the gingerbread house, those very festive sleigh, and couple of snowmen. Here I did huge mistake by putting red felt on the back. Now I mostly prefer to use white everywhere. From the next series, unfortunately, I have only 2 designs and they are already discontinued. I would love to have more from this series, but even if with 2 designs, I am very happy because they have many lovely elements. Small design, but very nice. The stamp in the center. Here we have the postmark, nice flowers, very beautiful, and the central image, of course, quite nice. So peace and goodwill, love, rejoice. Here another botanical elements, very lovely. Why I was so stupid that I didn't purchase more of this series and now they are totally unavailable, I don't know. Next designs, they are from very famous Dimensions kit Christmas Village, and here we have various shops, the tree farm, the main building, probably that's my favorite building, very nice roof, the garland. They are small, so that's not the easiest designs because you need to stitch so many details, a lot of backstitch, but final image, it looks amazing, like tiny miniature art. The bakery, I especially love the wreath here and windows. Next, another beautiful Christmas building, the toy shop, and finally the church and carolers. I especially love how the light is depicted here on the snow and around the lantern, and the dog also joined carolers and now is singing together. Lovely designs. Good thing is that kit, it's available stitch, so if you want to stitch them, you can purchase it. My other Dimensions designs, something I stitched from their booklets, something from magazines. Quite lovely Santa, I love him. And such designs, they are really good as some quick projects. You can see that you need to stitch huge areas with one color. When you watch something on TV, when you are traveling, you can do such designs. Everything stitched on plastic canvas. I had another kitten, but I gifted it. Next, I have those pin keeps, couple of nutcrackers, old German style, couple of these vintage designs, very lovely. They are so old, maybe like 10 years, maybe 12 years old. It's a pleasure to look at them every time. And finally I have a couple of old cuckoo clocks. It was some kind of alpine sampler, so I selected a couple of elements and I stitched them as a pin keeps. Don't ask me why they have such a stupid shape, why I didn't manage to do normal shape. As I said, I can stitch, but I totally can't finish them. Finally, I have another very festive snowman, but that's made from Ukrainian kit, Ukrainian manufacturer. Here I have small catastrophe. I need to glue felt to the boot. But apart from it, I think that it's very lovely. On the Christmas tree, it also looks very festive. I like to put it somewhere in the middle because it's very nice, vibrant and smiley. And don't laugh at me, I also have one crocheted project. You can see that my crocheting skills, they are limited, very limited. But I managed to do this rabbit. I think that it's probably one and only crocheting project which I did since my childhood, when I just learned how to crochet, and then somehow I decided to do this one when I saw this nice design. It's funny, but I still have very nice, very warm feeling toward this one. I love my handmade ornaments, even if they are not perfect, even maybe they look slightly clumsy, but I still love them. Also, old dimensions designs. I have this woodland Santa. Shame on me, I still need to add felt here, but I really love how he looks. Oh my god, yeah, that's unfinished project, need to add felt. I love his face, I love the coat, quite lovely, and similar colors but totally different style of face. Very festive one. I especially love the huge bag with presents. After that I have Christmas cats, and not only cats but also company of mouse, skating cat, cat trying to steal Christmas ball, and cat dressed as Santa. Next designs, they were made with Design Works kit, and here we have those Christmas angels. For myself, I added a little bit of golden thread to their halos. You can see that they have medieval style of dresses and also medieval musical instruments. Originally they were stitched on the white plastic canvas. Maybe the transparent one would be better, but white was included, so I decided to use whatever was included in the kit. Quite lovely. I did it in the beginning of the last year, so I think that if you need this kit, because I can recommend this one, maybe it's still available somewhere on Amazon or 123 Stitch, where I purchased mine. Lovely designs. You know that I love medieval pictures, medieval miniatures from the books, so when I saw this kit, I immediately realized that I need it. Next I have this Santa, relaxing after big work, so maybe it's next day after Christmas, relaxing at home. Next set of ornaments created using kits by Ukrainian manufacturer Wonderland Craft. And the base is wood, and you stitch on it with beads. They include check beads by Preciosa, very shiny, very nice, and I love that they try to include various types of beads in one kit. Like here we have base of matte red beads and white is pearlescent, so it's a good difference of texture. The same here, matte red, transparent glass wine red, almost black red color, and metal ornament. Looks very festive. They have such shapes in one series, so you can stitch all these designs like in blue and white, or all these designs in red and white. But you know that I love colorful things, so I decided to purchase from an ornament from each of the series. When the war started, unfortunately, their manufacturing facilities were destroyed by Russians in city of Kharkov. Now, fortunately, they moved to the more safe western part of Ukraine and they create the beautiful kits again. Fun things is that now the Russian stitchers, they continue to stitch copied designs and they are wondering why we can't purchase the new kits. Very strange, I think. Yeah, really, why? So I'm very happy that I have these kits. They also have to be stitched under the good light, so I have a couple of unfinished projects in my stash, couple of kits, so maybe when our problems with electricity will be resolved, I will do myself more of these kits, because they always look very festive. If you ask me about my favorites, it's these two. These two ornaments I confiscated again from my father's collection. You know, each year he look at new ornaments which I do and he select what he want to for his flat. And I am happy that I can have free space to do something new. I think that next we will look at some of my Mill Hill kits. Let me grab the first pile. Here I have this Pirate series, very lovely. I can recommend them. They have a lot of beads included, so the finished ornament look very shiny, and I love all the small details like the treasure, the parrot, the captain is the most fashionable one. Very nice series. I love all Santas created by Mill Hill, but I think that it's one of the most successful series. Next I have this mitten. Here the one of the wings is attached separately. I'm not a big fan of these small designs, but sometimes it's nice to do something quick. Let's move a little bit faster. Here I have another Nutcrackers series. I think that it was called like General, Prince, and here we have the King. You can see that they also are a little bit curved after being stored in the box, but very nice, very fun designs. I also have two designs from the series of 3 Kings. I have 2 of 3. Maybe one day I will finish the third one, because I have charts for the 3 of them. I remember that I didn't have time to finish all 3 before Christmas. After Christmas I already wanted to stitch something else, but it's a lovely series. I especially love how rich is decoration on their cords, very festive. And I have the newer series of 3 Kings from Mill Hill, but also as kits, which I hadn't started yet. Next, I have Family of Snowmen. This one, it's more like for spring with the Easter basket. This one is more like autumn probably, or maybe also for spring. This unrecognizable flowers, but very lovely fox. And definitely two of those Christmas snowmen. One with present. Oh my god, the legs, they also suffered a little bit. I need to restore their shape. And this one with lantern, where I'm not sure yet if I'm happy with those berries which I did like from huge beads, or maybe I had to stitch them. I don't know. But the family of snowmen, it's quite lovely. Another pile of Mill Hill designs. Tiny designs which now I don't purchase such kits. They are too small probably for my taste. I prefer somewhere in this size. Mostly now I collect their kits about Santas from various countries. But those old designs which I purchased when I just wanted to test if I enjoy stitching on the paper or no. Something. No, it's okay. It's just a tiny leaf decorating the head. Here's a heart, and here lovely star. Okay, let me sort them according to the series. One of my favorite ornaments is the moose. Lovely face, and especially I love the garland. Next I have series of characters from the Nutcracker. The Red King or Mouse King. Very beautiful beads here and here, very shiny. And on the Nutcracker also those petrol black probably, very nice looking. And two more. I still miss two characters, the fairy and the Drosselmeyer. Couple of woodland Santas. I hope that one day I will finish the whole series. Animals are very lovely. I love how nicely decorated here is the sweater, nice hat, and look at the reindeer. I do love the selection of beads. The different textures, how they imitate the fur, the texture of the coat here, very lovely. Nice color palette. One medieval Santa. I have somewhere probably in the next package I have another one from this series. It's also very shiny, a lot of beads. Okay, let me. Oh, here is another one. And yeah, that's my favorite. Another medieval Santa. Look at this beautiful coat. On the Christmas tree it looks amazing. If you put it near the garlands, near a couple of lamps, it will be shining perfectly. Where are my angels? Yes, the first one, the second, where is the third? Here. Another very nice series. I don't know if they are still available. I can definitely recommend them. Interesting to stitch, nothing complicated, and looks amazing on the Christmas tree. You will enjoy working with different size, different textures of the beads. So definitely one of the most beautiful from Mill Hill. I was very lucky to have the whole series, all 3 ornaments. I stitched them very quickly because I totally was in love with them. Next, designs. The designer names it Brooks Books. And I have a lot of her angels. Maybe let's start. Let me sort them according to collection. So that's where love, hope and joy, something like this. Sorry, I don't remember because I stitched them many years ago. Because of the combo of ivory and golden paper, they look very shiny, so it was a very good idea by designer to include not only the basic ivory or white paper, but also those more shiny silver or gold. Quite nice. The hope, it's my favorite. Next I have the gingerbread fairy. The buttons I added from myself. I had a nice set of very nicely matching buttons, so I added them to the stitched design. Look at the beautiful skirt. They may be small, but they are quite time consuming because you stitch each element of the garland, you assemble them together. Another additional element here. And her sister, it's a plum pudding fairy. Maybe not as vibrant, but those beautiful, very elegant colors, I love her equally. Here I also added tiny button and tiny heart here. Now bigger dolls. That's fairy of crocheting, the magical crochet here in the basket. That's Christmas cooking or something like this. And the fairy of, oh my god, I forgot, not crocheting. Tell me the correct word. The knitting, yes, the fairy of knitting. You can see that she already did a lot of things. Now they are hanging over the garland. Very nice lamp. Again, maybe they are a little bit too big for the Christmas tree, but we usually put artificial tree. It's quite high, so somewhere on the bottom level I love to put them. I saw that many people just use them to put something, just to put them on the shelf, not like Christmas ornament, but to decorate shelves. And from this series I have another sister. You can see the same style, the butterfly, the garland. Like 10 years ago I did this main stitching here, and when I started to assemble it I realized that I made a huge mistake. I somewhere miscalculated for the halo. Now it's too narrow, too small, and it didn't create good shape around the head. And it was laying somewhere in my box for 10 years, and now I realized how I can save it. I will just cut this part, I will attach wings, and then I will stitch once again, but correct size of the halo. It will be like third detail, and I will attach to her head separately. So I will just cut it here. I'm lucky to have more of this paper, so I hope that I will manage to finish this beauty because she is lovely. I'm not sure that I want to add the butterfly because it will cover majority of her beautiful dress. Maybe to attach it somewhere, I don't know, on the hand, definitely not on the center, but to finish her halo and wings, I definitely have to do it. Wish me luck. You can see that it's difficult for me to finish projects. Now, let's have a quick look at my gnomes, gingerbread gnomes. Maybe the girl and boy, or maybe not. But I love how they are decorated. Slightly smaller gnomes, but also in Christmas colors. Here, 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 and here. And my ornaments which I finished last year is Ukrainian angels. I stitched them already several times, especially this one. It makes perfect tiny gift. I also love to use it as a keychain or something like this, to put it on my backpack. Yeah. They all are lovely, and despite the small size, you can see interesting details from Ukrainian costumes from different regions. Very lovely, especially I love various variety of their dresses, their head decoration. And finally, I will show you my beaded lanterns, if I manage to find them in the mess which I have around. Yeah, that's also designs by Mill Hill, but something I stitched according to their kits, and something I designed myself. I use the same pattern, so it's still copyrighted probably by Mill Hill. That's original lanterns. They are especially nice looking on the Christmas tree. Again, if you put them somewhere near the garland, near lamps, they are very shiny. They always attract attention. Sorry for the noises, I just wanted to show you how original kit looks. I have one unfinished. They are still available, you can purchase them. In the beginning it looks quite complicated how to assemble this thing. The base is stitched on paper, but it still keeps shape quite nicely. But when you finish one, you will be able to do many more. It's very enjoyable, especially if you decide to change colors a little bit. So that's my experiments. When you hang them, they will restore their shape. I put something heavy on them inside of my box with Christmas ornaments, so now they look a little bit flat. I just grabbed all the remaining beads from my old projects. When I was very young, I enjoyed to do beaded jewelry, so I have some stash of old beads and I use them to do such lanterns. Somehow today it's difficult for me to put things in the middle of the screen. Sorry guys, my mind is somewhere wandering. Well, that was the box with my handmade ornaments. I would say that I am impressed myself with the amount of them, but as I said, I started to stitch quite before I started to be interested in coloring, so there were years when it was my main hobby. I invested into cross-stitching all my free time. Now, unfortunately, I have time only for small projects, which I usually stitch on plastic canvas, which I usually do when I visit my father, when I am waiting in the underground shelter, and when I am watching something on TV. Previously I did big cross-stitch projects, but now I mostly concentrate on such small things which you can finish in more limited time. But thanks to this fact, now I have this huge collection of handmade ornaments. On my Christmas tree I also put a garland, several glass balls to add more shiny effect, and together they look quite well. I'm not sure if I put Christmas trees this year, but maybe I just decorate several pine branches. I will select my favorite ornaments and I will put them on the pine branches. Thanks for watching. I hope that if you enjoy other crafts, not only coloring, that it was maybe inspiring for you to do something for your Christmas tree, because it's quite memorable. You look at those ornaments, you remember times when you did them, and it's nice to see how you collected so many things. Thanks for watching, and until my next videos.